What's up, my dudes? Just kidding. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 video. I'm Meg and today we are doing a Hobbies CC haul. I've been seeing a lot of really good hobby themed sets lately and I simply could not keep this information to myself. As always, all the CC links will be in the description, so don't stress, I got you. Alright, let's get into it. So first up we have a build by set. Well, they're all build by sets, and it's a sewing set called the Tailor's Nook. It's not massive, but it's very thoughtfully put together, which I personally love. So this is the Vogue wood display, and honestly, she classy. She comes in a few different swatches so you can mix and match, but I'm kind of feeling the black one to match the wallpaper. Very editorial, very Sim who owns one really expensive pair of scissors. There's also a little sewing table, obviously, and a chair that I'm mildly obsessed with. It has different color variations, the same pattern, but it feels just like intentional. Like this sim has hobbies and commitment, you know what I mean? We've also got some really nice clutter. There's this plant, which I love. The Tailor's Gshade posters are so good. You know how hard it is to find paintings that aren't super AI looking, especially in a Maxis Match style. These actually feel believable. I don't think they're AI, but, well, I don't know. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing hope. There's also this big mirror, which is always useful. And then this carousel style mannequin that comes pre-dressed with a plaid outfit and flowers. Very Pinterest, very I pin, but I don't sew. We've got magazines, the Chic Chronicle, and of course, a sewing machine. She is stunning, she is decorative only, she does not function, and yet, I forgive her. There's also a yarn set with measuring tape, needles, thread, and this shimmer radiance lamp, which is honestly doing a lot for the vibes. And that's everything from the Tailor's Nook. Small set, but extremely solid. Hashtag no notes. Okay, so staying in the same cozy universe, but shifting vibes slightly, we're moving into a coffee moment. This next set is the cozy coffee set, and this is very much for the Sims who romanticize their morning routine. Like grinding beans, staring out the window, pretending they don't have a job, if you will. Immediately, I love how warm everything feels. Nothing is screaming for attention, but everything is quietly doing the most. It's giving small neighborhood cafe where everyone knows your Sim's name, even if your Sim does not speak to anyone. The coffee machine is so chic, and I just love the coffee dripper. There really are so many details in this set that fills the space really well. Mugs, jars, coffee-related clutter, which, let's be honest, is not only my favorite kind of clutter, but also your favorite kind of clutter. This is the kind of stuff you can scatter everywhere and it still looks intentional. I also really like that this set works just as well in a home kitchen as it does in an actual cafe build. Like this could be a tiny apartment coffee corner or a full-blown Sims owned business fantasy. Very versatile, very dangerous for my builds. Some of these items feel like they're meant to be layered too, like stack this with other clutter, tuck it onto shelves, put it next to plants. Maybe even put it on the side of the bathtub. It plays very nicely with other packs and CC, which I always kind of appreciate, you know? This is also one of those sets where you don't have to use everything at once. You can pick a few pieces and still get the vibe, or you can go full maximalist and make your coffee your Sim's entire personality. And low-key, I respect that. I can already see this in a knitting cafe situation, a bookstore build, or even just a Sim who owns an espresso machine that they absolutely did not need. It's cozy, it's grounded, and it feels lived in without being messy. This set is definitely more on the subtle side, but sometimes that's exactly what you need to balance out louder hobby sets. It just works. So yeah, if you're into cozy builds, cafes, or just adding a little bit of warm life to your spaces, this one is a solid addition. And now we're pivoting. Still in artsy territory, but this time we're stepping into visual art instead of caffeine vibes. This next set is the Painter Studio by Sibylette. First thing that hits you about this set is how intentional it feels. So starting with the drawing desk, which is honestly the star of the set. It's such a good studio anchor and immediately sets the tone for the whole space. So your sim can sit, paint, pretend they're deep in thought, or genuinely be deep in thought. Honestly, who knows? There are drawers, a stool, shelves, and even a storage trolley for mobile art chaos, so you can build a little studio nook, a full boho art loft, or that corner in your sim's bedroom where they think they're an artist but have never touched a painting in their life. And then the clutter, because we know your sims can't be neat in their hobbies. There are paintbrushes, paint tubes, rolled papers, which I love for softening corners and making the studio feel like it's actively being used. All these tiny little details that take a room from empty corner to legit painter's sanctuary. Plus there's wall art, framed sketches and little drawings you can scatter around so it feels like this sim has actually been here for days. Like, I swear they kind of live here now. The set really fills out a space in a way that's both functional and decorative, not just a handful of random items stuck in a room, but a real theme. And honestly, that's the kind of thing that makes me want to build a whole loft, just so I have an excuse to use every single piece. So if you're into artsy corners, studio builds, or just letting your sims pretend they're world famous painters, this one is a lovely addition to the rotation. Okay, and now we're switching gears a bit. Still hobbies, still lifestyle, but now we're moving into fitness era. This next set is called The Estate Part 7, and this one is for the gym bros. But like a fancy gym? This is not a public gym. This is a my sim owns this house and therefore owns this equipment situation. Everything in this set feels really clean and elevated. It's not overly sporty or aggressive. It's very calm, very curated, I work out, but I also light a candle. The pieces are super polished and structured, which makes them perfect for home gyms, wellness rooms, or even spa-adjacent builds. It feels more like intentional self-care than hardcore fitness, which I personally love. This set works really nicely as a contrast to the more clutter-heavy hobby sets we've already looked at. It's minimal but not empty. Everything feels purposeful and well thought out. I can see this fitting beautifully into modern homes, luxury apartments, or estate-style builds where the gym is just another room in the house. Very aspirational, very unrealistic, but in a fun way. Overall, this is a really solid gym set if you want your sims to have a fitness space that feels high-end without being overwhelming. Clean lines, neutral tones, and very I've got my life together energy. So yeah, if your sims are entering their wellness era, this set absolutely makes sense. And also, it's still January. There's still time to make that New Year's resolution of going to the gym, And to finish off the set, we're moving fully into wellness mode because it also includes a marble sauna and Roman bath, which honestly just takes this whole thing to another level. The marble sauna is gorgeous. It feels very spa-like, very calming, my sim schedules this into their routine. It's not loud or over-designed, it's just clean, solid, and luxurious in a really understated way. And then the Roman baths, this is pure fantasy. Ancient spa energy, like your sim finishes a workout and then immediately pretends they're living in a historical epic. The marble textures, the scale, the atmosphere, it feels less like a regular gym add-on and more like a wellness retreat. This would work so well in estate builds, luxury homes, or even a custom spa lot if you're feeling ambitious. I really like that this set doesn't stop at fitness equipment, it turns the gym into a whole experience. Exercise, recovery, relaxation, all in one space. So if you want your sims to work out and then immediately soak like a Roman aristocrat, this set has definitely got you covered. Alright. So next up, we're moving into something a little different. Still creative, still very much a hobby, but now we're going full music studio. This set is called the Studio Set 2, and it's perfect for sims who are into music, production, or just want a space that feels very focused and intentional. This sim is serious about whatever they're working on. The first thing I really like about this set is that it actually feels like a studio, not just a desk with a computer slapped on. Everything here feels like it belongs together, which makes building the space really satisfying. We've got multiple desks in this set, which I really appreciate because it gives you options. You can do a single setup, a control room vibe, or even a shared studio situation where more than one sim is working in the same space. It immediately makes the room feel more thought out. The chair is also really nice. It's simple, but it feels purposeful. I sit here for hours tweaking one thing and refuse to stop until it's perfect energy. What I also like is that there are actual functional computers included. So this isn't just decorative. Your sim can genuinely use the space, which I think is important for hobby rooms. It's always nice when CC doesn't just look good, but actually plays well with gameplay. The real star of this set though is definitely the mixing console. This instantly changes the whole vibe of the room. As soon as you place it down, it stops feeling like a regular office and starts feeling like a proper studio. This would be so good for musician sims, DJ sims, or even content creator type sims who need a recording space. You could absolutely build a whole storyline around this room alone. There are also a lot of smaller details in the set that really help sell the realism. Things like cables, lighting, and little bits of tech clutter make the space feel used instead of staged. I always say this, but clutter is what really turns a room into a personal space, and this set does that really well without going overboard. It's detailed but still clean. The LED light is a really nice touch too. It adds mood without overwhelming the room, and it's perfect for darker studio setups or basement builds. You can even use it in non-music rooms if you wanted a more modern creative feel. There's also a functional speaker included, which is a nice addition. It makes the studio feel complete, like your sim can actually listen back to their work or just blast music while they're pretending to be productive. The shelf and storage pieces are subtle but really useful. They help break up wall space and give you spots to layer in other clutter or packs you already have. This set plays really nicely with other CC, which I always appreciate. One thing I really like about this set is that it doesn't force a specific aesthetic. You can lean modern, industrial, minimalist, or even slightly messy. Creative chaos depending on how you decorate around it. You could easily use this in an apartment, a garage studio, a converted spare room, or even a bigger commercial style studio if you're building something more ambitious. It always works really well as a contrast to some of the softer hobby sets we've looked at. This one feels more structured, more focused, like this is a hobby that requires concentration and can't just go off of vibes. I can definitely see this as being one of those sets that you come back to over and over, even if you're not building a full music studio. The desks, the lighting, the clutter, all of that is super reusable. Overall, this is a really solid, well thought out set for music focused sims. It feels realistic, functional and cohesive, which is honestly everything I want in a hobby CC. And it sets us up really nicely for the next set, which is a completely different kind of creative energy, so stay tuned for that. Okay, lastly we have KKB's Celestial Knitting Store set, and buckle up because this one is extensive. I'm not totally sure what's functional here, but honestly we can absolutely fake a knitting store with this. The furniture alone is carrying. There's this chair. Oh, I'm obsessed with this chair. It looks like one of those old patchwork blankets your gran had and you weren't allowed to touch. Very nostalgic, very emotionally loaded. We've got multiple tables, counters, shelves. Fair warning, there is a lot of furniture in this set. A folding desk that I was hoping would be functional. She is not. She is here for vibes only, and honestly, respect. There are display cases, cabinets, counters. Clearly we're building a business, we're role-playing. This sim has an Etsy shop and very strong opinions. There's also a painting set which I adore. We've got snowy forests, florals, more forests, very cozy, very knitwear weather. Also, if you didn't know, I'm obsessed with forests. And then this gigantic knitted thing. Is it a rug? Is it a scarf for a giant? Is it decor? Nobody knows, but I love her. There's also this massive antique carousel looking piece, which I will absolutely be using purely for aesthetic reasons. Now let's talk clutter, because this set does not hold back. We've got knitting baskets, yarn boxes, hanging yarn shelves, crochet hook storage, yarn cones, stacked yarn, balls of yarn. If it can be made of wool, it's here. Knitting basket is love, knitting basket is life. There are knitting hats, gloves, folded knitwear, hanging sweaters, stackable sweaters. Yes, you can stack them. And honestly, this is a clutter lover's dream. I don't know that much about knitting, so if I say something wrong, please correct me gently in the comments. I'm learning and I'm trying. But look at this knitwear. Stunning. Gorgeous. I would wear that in real life and then immediately spill coffee on it, unfortunately. And that is the full knitting set. If you ask me, this is kind of incredible. You really don't often get this many items in one CC set, especially ones that work together so well. My favorites are the giant mystery knit object, the aggressively bright yarn pile, that chair, and then every single knitted sweater. And of course the forest painting, that goes without saying. There's so much to work with here, so if you're into knitting, cozy balls, or just hoarding clutter, this set is absolutely for you. And that is it for our Hobbies CC haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. I am planning a bunch of CC hauls in the near future. But yeah, also let me know what your favorite set is. And like I said, they're all in the description, so you can download them straight from there. Okay, bye!